Assalamu alaikum guys, how are you doing? I hope everything is good on your side. So recently I got many DMs and many questions regarding Turkey Diyanet Foundation Scholarship program for the interview, how you apply or whatever it is. I have made a lot of videos, but since the portal has been changed this year, so there was a bit difference from the previous one, but it was the same, and they made it more easy. I don't know how just it made you frustrated. So today I'm gonna answer some questions you have asked a lot of time, and most of you ask a lot of time, and these questions are so popular questions about Turkey Diyanet Foundation scholarships. Before we go to your questions, let me ask my question to you first. I need to ask, who are you? So this question is so important. Why? Because what makes you you, man? Like, who are you? Do you know yourself? Are you good in painting? Are you good in speaking? Are you good in communication? Are you good in religion? Are you good in historical things like cultural things or geography maybe? So you have to explore yourself first, right? So first question I need to ask you, what makes you you, right? Who are you? What makes you a great you, right? So I'm getting a lot of questions, right? So most of you are asking me like, how can I write an intern letter in a perfect way, and how can it's gonna be good way to represent myself, and how it gonna be reliable my application if I write this way or that way. So first of all, before writing an intern letter, you need to explore your skills, right? So the question is, what makes you a great you, right? So what makes you a great you are your skills, the way you are, the way you communicate, the way you have knowledge, and the way you have explored the things by yourself. You have open source of ChatGPT, YouTube, Google, social media platforms. So if you are using them just for scrolling like reels, just for Istanbul reels, making some kind of content nowadays, if you're just exploring those kind of things, so you're never gonna explore about your academic things, right? And third question is, how much do you know about history and religion? So this scholarship, as I've already mentioned, that this scholarship is a religious scholarship, right? So the main point is, how much do you know about religion and how much you know history? So there are many histories, but I would love to suggest you to read Ottoman's history, Seljuk history, the Turkish history, right? So if you're coming to Turkey, right? So if you're going for an interview call, so they're gonna ask you many questions about religion and also the history. This can be geopolitical questions as well. Most of the time, you come across some basic questions about Turkey, like who is the prime minister? Sorry, who is the president of Turkey, or what is the capital of Turkey? But most of time, these questions are the more perfect questions that you're gonna answer them, and it's gonna make you more different from other applicants, right? So let's just go for another question, which is, why do you apply for this scholarship? I don't know, like most of students DMing me nowadays, like I have applied for this scholarship. How much chances I have to, get approved for this scholarship, and will I get this or not? What is the criteria? What is the process? The first and first question is, why did you apply for this scholarship? Is it just because you just watch a drama series like on TV, and you just want to come to Turkey? So it's not for you. It's not on tourist visa, right? So it's a student scholarship, and it requires student visa, right? So you have to make sure that what are you coming for? Why do you apply for this scholarship? You have to make a plan for yourself. Like, if you are studying already in Pakistan, right? If you are studying already somewhere in your country, right? So what made you think that you have to apply and you have to go to Turkey and study there? And what kind of comparison you are bringing here on the table, that this education system is more reliable for me? And let's suppose you want to improve yourself in religious way, right? So I would definitely recommend you the scholarship, because it is it consists on both, right? Academic education and sense of religion, and in sense of the different science and art studies, right? Make sure that why did you apply for this scholarship? Let you just answer all these questions to yourself, so you're gonna understand what I'm trying to explain you since couple of months. That's why I was not making any video on this topic, because I wanted you to explore on this, right? If you want to learn more, so you can watch my previous videos. I have made a whole playlist. I'm gonna put the description in below this video, so you can watch all the playlists. This question is so important. I was coming to Turkey in 2017, so my father told me like to ask this question to yourself, so like to become a more perfect candidate. Do you have any plans for you academics for your academics after coming to Turkey, right? So you wrote a perfect intern letter, right? So you have applied in a good sense and you have been selected, right? So what plans you have? So if you don't have any plans, so you can continue on in your own country as well, right? So this thing is more and more important, because the world is forcing changing. Like this era is the era of technology. So you have to make sure like you are continuously exploring on Google or whatever you prefer use, right? So the last question I just mentioned here, like do you explore on Google, right? So if you're exploring on Google, so I think you are the best person to watch this video, right? Um, I hope you got all of the things I just wanted to mention at the start of the video. I'm hoping that you will ask these 5 6 questions to yourself first, to understand like why are you applying for this scholarship, and why this scholarship you need this scholarship, right? Why do you need this scholarship, right? And what makes you you, like what makes you the great you to get this scholarship, right? So you have to make the difference at the start. Like if you're not making any difference in any sector, as I've already mentioned in my previous video, like in how to write a perfect content, it's an intent letter. So if you're not making any difference, if you're making a fake scenario, like I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, right? So if you can do everything, so you are doing nothing. Like if you are the master of everything, so you have the master of none. So you have to specify everything you know and you are improving, right? If you have answered all of these questions, let's answer your question. I appreciate your questions, right? But you have to make sure like if you're asking a question, so you have already explored on Google and ChatGPT as well, right? So if you didn't get any answer, just hit me a DM. I'm gonna answer the question. And if I've watched my video, so these questions I literally explain all of these questions in my previous videos. I'm just making sure. If you didn't watch it, I'm gonna put the link in the description. You have to watch that, right? So how is the selection process? How it is so interesting. There is no selection process. Let me just tell you a scenario. You have just applied for Diyanet Foundation scholarships. So first of all, they prefer what kind of CV you have, right? So let's just think like, do you memorize the Quran or do you not, right? And the second question is how active you are in your school, right? So what kind of activities you have been participated recently, and how you're improving yourself, right? And third thing, which is most important, is your intent letter, right? So one of my follower just asked me recently, like, how can I write a perfect application? The intent letter that doesn't seems like a fake scenario thing. So like you don't have to show yourself fake. Whatever you are, just show yourself, and no regrets. If you have failed, God has plans for you, right? So if you're not selected for this, no worries. Just expect for the best. If it's the best for you, it's gonna be blessed by God, by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Just don't worry about that. Just make sure you are confident on whatever you have applied for, and you are confident on your application and intent letter, and you're on yourself, right? So make sure you're asking yourself questions I have mentioned the startup video first. How many students get chance for this scholarship? So the Honest Foundation Scholarship, it changes by year to year, right? So when I came out in 2017, so they selected for high school scholarship, more than 10, and it changes by in year to year, right? So sometimes they select from all over the Pakistan, like from all over the country, like 10, 12. Sometimes it's 8. This number changes by their demands and by their budget as well, by their quota as well, by their seats as well. So it can changes from 8 to 10, right? When will I get interview call? The most asked question since yet. I just want to show you something here, which is so interesting, right? Um, and when will I get interview call? And another question, when will interview start for Pakistan or any other country, right? I'm going to show you something on screen here. Like if you go to their websites, you see here like prospective student application process. Like the application process as 15 January to 28 January. So you have already applied for the scholarship, right? So they're gonna prospective student interview process, right? They're gonna call you between 1 March to 15 March, 15 May, sorry. So if you can see on the screen, so they're gonna call you between 1 March to 15 May. So it changes by their own plans, right? Sometimes it comes with the alphabetic game, like A for America, B for Bangladesh, C for Canada, or whatever it is, the countries with alphabetic things. But sometimes it goes with a random thing, right? So they send you an email before interview, like before 2 to 3 weeks, right? If you have been selected, so you get the interview email, and you have the option, like if you want to participate, so you just mention them like yes or no, and you go to the interview place you have already selected in your application as well, right? So from 1 March to 15 May, you are getting the interview calls, right? Then after 15 May to 31st of May, the interview evaluation, right? So they're gonna process all of your interviews or whatever it is, right? So they're gonna analyze, they're gonna optimize your CVs and your interview on your interview base, and on your CV, on your internal letter, on your communication power, on your knowledge, religious knowledge, Quran memorization, Quran knowledge, and the many things, right? Already. So they're gonna analyze, and they're gonna announce the result at the 1st of June, right? Not at the 1st of June, after 1st of June, right? Try to understand it. So it changes like every year. Like last year they announced in the end of June, right? So I just remember, like you can even expect until the end of July or the start of August as well, like maybe the mid of August sometimes, and you're gonna get your acceptance like in mid of August, or maybe the end of August, or sometimes it's where it's like the maximum as like start of September, and you are starting your visa process things like after that, and you're gonna be selected, and like whatever school you have been chosen, you are selected, and you're gonna apply for your visa things, and at the start of November or October, right? So you are just having your visa if you have applied, and they are sending you the flight tickets, and you are flying to Turkey straight. I just realized that most of you don't subscribe me, and this really makes me sad. I have an on Instagram account too. I make Turkey related videos there, like in Urdu nowadays. But I will try my best to make some English content as well. I have mentioned my username here, johnnyjavid.pk. You can follow me there, comment below my reels, and like and share a good and positive moment. Comment below this video if you still have any questions. Drop your suggestions. What should be the topic for the next video? And thanks a lot for listening. I hope that I have answered most of your questions in an explained way. And I'm looking forward to your questions in the comment section. Best of luck.